On the eve of the 2003 Greater Hartford Open, Eric, the tournament's future is certainly looking a lot brighter.
It certainly is, Al.
Susie Whaley teed it up today in the GHO Celebrity Pro-Am. I'm Mark Brown. I'll have that story coming up on the GHO Special.
And what's it like to be a celebrity at the GHO? We'll spend some quality time with Bill Murray. Inside the GHO begins right now.
Live from the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell, this is Inside the GHO.
And you're looking live at the scoreboard at the Tournament Players Club, where they'll be lighting it up tomorrow as they begin play for the dough. And Phil Mickelson trying to become the first-time, three-time winner. 3 times in a row.
Yeah, about $1.3 million he's earned in winning this tournament the last 2 years in a row. But a lot to talk about here on Inside the GHO tonight. The weather, of course, which could create some problems tomorrow. The Pro-Am. But we begin with the future of the Greater Hartford Open, and that future certainly looks very bright. We were told a few weeks ago that the GHO was knocking away at sponsorship doors and would probably have some news to announce regarding some kind of sponsorship within the next couple of months. Well, move that date, folks, up to tomorrow. Eyewitness News has learned that at least some modified sponsorship agreement will be announced tomorrow at 11 a.m. A source close to the situation would not identify the company involved, but indicated tomorrow's news will be exciting.
We are close. Okay. Yeah, we are close. Yeah, so I know that, and I know the details haven't been quite worked out yet. So they're trying to get that done as soon as possible, and there's been people working on it the last few days.
One end or both ends of the sponsorship? Are we close to TV and/or title sponsor, or one or the other? What do you?
I think that most companies haven't looked at a full title sponsor package, so it would be some sort of modified title sponsor package.
Now, tomorrow's expected announcement means that it should be easier, if need be, for the tournament to call on local companies to chip in once again for next year. But most importantly, it means that all signs point to the fact that the GHO is remaining right here in Connecticut, where it belongs. Now let's take a look at Buick. We have heard some reports from earlier in the day and have read some published reports that Buick might be one of the people involved in the sponsorship deal, and Buick has been very busy with the PGA Tour. If the deal with the GHO becomes a reality, as reported and published reports earlier, that'll make 4 tournaments with Buick as the title sponsor: the Buick Invitational at Torrey Pines in San Diego, the Buick Classic at Westchester County Country Club, and the Buick Open in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
And very exciting for a lot of the fans, Eric, is the prospect of Buick becoming involved, and how that might increase the chances that Tiger Woods, whom Buick sponsors, might actually come to the GHO next year, the year after, who knows? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Certainly, one of the concerns of the tournament organizers has been the weather. We had really stormy conditions last night, a lot of trees down and water all over the place. The crews did a magnificent job cleaning up the Tournament Players Club today for the Celebrity Pro-Am. But, of course, the problem was that they had to shorten the Celebrity Pro-Am. And still, there are folks who came out in droves to watch all their fan favorites. But now what about tomorrow when the first round gets underway? Let's go to Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Bruce DePrest. What's the outlook, Bruce?
Well, Al, you know, tomorrow's still going to be one of those unsettled days where we have showers and thunderstorms, always a threat, but it's going to be kind of a hit or miss situation. So kind of impossible to say who will get hit and who won't tomorrow, but they will be around. Right now on Live Doppler 3000, all is quiet across the estate, so we kind of lucked out today after some severe weather yesterday. Let's go to the maps, though, and we do see a more unsettled air off to our west. We take a look at the showers and thunderstorms out there across northern New Jersey on into eastern portions of New York State. So we still have some thunderstorms to get through tomorrow with this warm, humid air. And therefore, the GHO forecast is for, well, a mostly cloudy, humid day, high temperatures around 80, and there is a chance for a passing thunderstorm, and of course lightning, thunder, always a concern at the GHO, and whoever does get a thunderstorm tomorrow could get a locally heavy downpour. Now, Friday looks much better. Saturday looks pretty good, too. It's going to be a warm day, but then the threat of showers and thunderstorms comes back on Sunday for the final round of the GHO. Al, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Bruce. We'll hope for the best. As I mentioned earlier, the crews at the TPC did a great job in cleaning up today. And I wanted you to watch this report about what they were up against.
You know, when you get to a storm like yesterday, there's just nothing you can do. It's going to soak the golf course, and all you can do is let Mother Nature take its course. And
At the GHO, of course, the Pro-Am show must go on, even if in abbreviated form.
The biggest loophole or biggest problem we ran into really was we couldn't cut last night. As you can kind of see, the grass is a little bit longer than we would like. And we had some trees down from some lightning and wind damage last night.
We just decided then that we wanted to cut it to 9 holes to give Tom's staff enough time to get the golf course ready for tomorrow.
There was some concern about the dangling tree limbs.
That concern is for spectators. As they're walking, they don't, if a tree, the rest of the tree might fall down.
The tournament director gave credit to the expertise of the grounds supervisor, who says they should be all set for tomorrow's first round of play.
What we're doing is looking to see how wet the fairways are, how much water was absorbed into the soil.
It'll be amazing to see this golf course tomorrow morning.
While forecasts continue to mention the chance for more stormy weather, the TPC team says it is well prepared.
The course itself drains very well. We just have probably a few wet spots. We had about 3 3/4 inches rain in the last 24 hours, and we've drained in actually very well.
Yes, they really did. You notice you said in there that the dangling tree limbs, Eric, it was mostly a concern for the spectators. See, if I had played in this event, it would have been a big concern of mine because my ball would have been under some of
We'd
the
have likely hit
tree
one
limbs.
or hit a tree limb and caused it to be knocked down, right? But weather is a concern.
But now what about the players out there? What did they say after the rain? How did the course play today?
Well, Al, most of them are saying yuck if they're not big, long hitters because the weather, of course, softens the fairways, softens things up and makes you hit longer. You don't get the kind of roll. And that might really affect a player like Susie Whaley, of course, a female player. They aren't generally known as long a hitters as some of the guys on the tour.
But she can get it out there.
She can get it out there to 250 or 260, but when you hit it 250, that's about where it's going to stop. And that'll leave her longer shots into the green and might cause some scores to go up a little bit. We talked and sampled some of the players earlier today about what they feel the rain has done to the course.
The golf course, I remember last year well. The golf course was playing completely different. The golf course was really firm, really fast. It was real hot out. And then this year it's muggy. The wind's probably not blowing quite as much. It's playing extremely long. It's amazing. And I remember hitting sand wedge and pitching wedge into 18 today. I just hit a 6-iron. So the golf course is playing completely different than it did last year.
Well, the course will play longer this week because it is so wet. But and I like that. But the course plays a lot more difficult when it's faster because it's harder to get it close to the pin, which I like that as well. I don't think it'll make a big difference in the overall outcome, but I think it will play a little bit longer.
Probably will. Well, certainly the weather didn't dampen the spirits of the fans who came out here to see the pros and the celebrities who came for the annual event. Didn't quite draw the feel that it used to draw when Sammy Davis was running the show here, and when he had all his Hollywood friends in here, but still they had some very recognizable and very popular people here. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dan Kain is here now to tell us about that. How'd it go, Dan?
It went wonderfully. Usually when you mix celebrities with golf, golf's going to take a back seat, and that was the case today. Bill Murray showed up and put on a great show for the folks. Spent a lot of time goofing around with them. So here with a day in the life of a celebrity at the GHO starring Bill Murray. How you doing, boss? Any thoughts as you approach the tee?
Usually at this moment there's a crucial feeling of anxiety that I'm going to step on somebody's foot in the last few feet before the ropes.
Bill Murray's day at the GHO was fairly typical of what a celebrity goes through, at least publicly. If you're a comedian, the expectation is that you'll do a bit of entertaining, and Murray obliged, putting on about a 20-minute show for the crowd. You're also expected to sign a lot of autographs, and when it comes to that, just about anyone is fair game.
Everybody's a celebrity.
Murray tried on a series of silly hats, and then he turned his attention to harassing his golf partners.
Good luck, Scott. Scott.
The crowd loved it all, and when Scott was ready to shoot, Bill was right on cue.
Good luck!
So that's how his day went. How he did on the course is anybody's guess, but nobody really cares. Everybody's just out here to have a good time these days. Overlooking the driving range at the GHO, Dan Kain, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, and there are a few golfers out there. Not Susie Whaley, not right now, but she'll be out here early tomorrow to get ready for her first tee appearance as she goes where no woman has gone before, at least not here at the GHO. We'll talk with her next. Matt Kuchar, David Duval, whose best finish this year was 28th, and the 2000 GHO winner,
All
Nota
right,
Begay.
Al. Thank you very much. And of course, welcome back to Inside the GHO. And we are joined by a very special guest right now, the 87 U.S. Open champion. That would be Scott Simpson. Scott Simpson, of course, played on today's Pro-Am with a good friend of his, Bill Murray. Bill Murray, of course, bothering him all in good fun, right in his backswing. But before we do all that, Susie Whaley. Before we do all that, let's go out to Mark Brown, who's on the putting green, and he, of course, talked with our special guest of the tournament, Susie Whaley, earlier today. Mark?
Well, Eric, thanks. And 58 years ago, Babe Didrikson-Zaharias became the first woman to play and have qualified for a PGA Tour event. And with apologies to Annika Sorenstam, Susie Whaley will become the first person since Didrikson-Zaharias to do that. Now, of course, that will all happen tomorrow at 1:48. She tees off with the big boys. Okay, the Pro-Am's done. The practicing is almost done. Shouldn't you be a little more nervous? Why does it look like you're having so much fun?
Oh, you know, you have to have fun. I've had 9 months to be nervous. Now I have a week to enjoy it, so I have full intentions of enjoying it. And don't get me wrong, of course I'm nervous when I step on the first tee. But this is fun for me, and I've been doing it on the LPGA Tour for a couple weeks, so I'm accustomed to practicing, being around really fabulous players, so it doesn't feel as uncomfortable as I thought it would.
Now, as far as your game, how is it shaping up? Is it where you need it to be for tomorrow?
You know, I think you can always hit it a little bit better than you do. And today, you know, there's definitely some nerves out there in it. The ball's not quite carrying as far as I would want it to, but it did the last 4 or 5 holes. And I think every round I've had, I've gotten a little better, a little more comfortable, feeling the greens, feeling the ground, breathing. So it's going well.
Now, we expect pretty much the same kind of day tomorrow. How is that going to affect the play overall and your play?
Well, for me, it makes the conditions extremely hard. I don't think they could get much harder. The ball just doesn't go any farther than what you carry it to. So I'm just hitting a lot of longer clubs into the greens than I would have liked. But for the guys, they can shoot it right at the pins, and it'll make for an exciting tournament.
You've been pretty careful, for whatever reason, for saying what you've scored on some of your other practice rounds and stuff here. What is the score that's in your mind as far as what you need to shoot tomorrow? Forget about making the cut, but just what do you need to shoot to make it a successful Thursday and Friday?
It can't be an unsuccessful Thursday or Friday. And as far as the score goes, you know, I'm just going to play it one shot at a time, and whatever number I put up is going to be a good one.
Okay, so you're not going to give us a number?
No. But it's nice talking to you.
All right, thanks very much. Well, it was nice talking to Susie as well. And of course, as you can see, she's not going to be pinned down to any number as a barometer of success. And you know, if you just watch the way that she goes about her business and in the gallery and everything like that, laughing, smiling, talking, signing every autograph for every kid, she has been an outstanding ambassador for the game. Now, we're going to keep score tomorrow, but that won't be the real story. The real story is that Susie Whaley is here and she's playing with the PGA Tour pros. Back to you guys.
All right, that's going to really bring out the crowds tomorrow. Susie Whaley is big news around here and all around the country. All eyes will be watching that.
Well, I was getting excited because we got a great former champion right here to our right.
He's the reason I started playing golf.
Susie Whaley,
a great in '87, and I started playing in '88.
Yeah, and people throwing people.
I haven't won a tournament yet. What's going on with that?
Scott Simpson, the '87 U.S. Open champion, joining us right now. And Scott, you played with Bill Murray. You guys have had a relationship dating back a ways, I guess, and you guys appear a lot in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am together. What is it like? I mean, I know it's a fun day, but you still got work to do out here and try to get your game in the best order, and you got this clown bothering you in your backswing and doing everything. How do you put up with that?
Well, mostly it's just going out and having a good time today, which that's kind of the way I approach all the Pro-Ams anyway. Just going out to have a good time and hope my amateurs have a good time playing. But Bill's unique. Yeah, it was great. He was out here. He was walking down the fairways with the gallery ropes, and he was having a great time. And
just give him a mic and go, though. I mean,
it's easy. Yeah, it's easy.
Do the amateurs, Scott, ask you for tips along the way? Or do you offer a little tips if you see something?
I hate to give too many tips just because they're nervous to begin with, and they're trying real hard. And I really hope they just relax usually. But,
relax and have some fun.
Yeah, occasionally you might give a tip here and there, but I don't know if it usually works too good, while you're out playing.
Well, we've been talking all day about the weather, and we had a couple of inches of rain. Yeah, a couple inches of rain yesterday, some intermittent showers today, and more expected tomorrow, I guess. Yeah. How does that affect the course here? You've been coming to TPC River Highlands and playing this event for at least 10 years right now. What's the difference it makes out there on the course for you?
You know, the course was playing kind of long anyway, coming here from the rain we had lately, but even today I was amazed how great shape the course is in. I mean, playing here Sunday and Monday, I thought it was in the best shape ever anyway, and it really handles water great. I mean, it was a little wet in spots, but you really couldn't tell. I mean, 4 inches of rain, you'd never guess that they had that kind of rain. The greens were still putting great, and actually they're not real soft or anything. The course is in perfect shape.
Well, Phil Mickelson commented in an interview we had with him about how much he likes this course because the fairways don't tend to, as they do in a lot of places, narrow down, and it's a more player-friendly course.
Yeah, especially when you hit it 310 yards
like he does.
and you're left-handed.
And
you know?
That's right.
I guess it sets up good for the lefties.
Final
in the
question,
crowd.
Scott. Yourself excluded now. We know you like to think that you're going to win every tournament coming in.
Right.
How do you handicap this one, looking at some of the guys? Lefty is a 2-time defending champ, can hit it long off the tee, and he did to help him win it last year and the year before. Who do you like going in other than yourself?
Well, you know, he's the first guy to win it 2 years in a row, so I'm sure he wants to be the first guy to win 3 years in a row. You know, you'd have to put him at the top of the list. And other than that, I mean, you can have – there's so many great players out here. I mean, look at the British Open last week. And look at the BC Open.
Yeah, he snubbed us, by the way. Mr. Curtis snubbed us.
Yeah, I thought that was
turned his nose
I thought that was pretty Bush
Yeah.
League and some bad advice I think he got.
Scott, thank you very much for being with us.
It's going to be a great week.
Best of luck to you this week.
Thanks.
All right.
Scott Simpson, 87 U.S. Open champion.
Maybe I should get people to talk in my backswing. Maybe that'll help me.
Maybe so. I mean,
you mean they don't?
No, but nobody can make a sound out there to help us, can they? All right, coming up, more of Inside the GHO. We'll give you our predictions. If they mean anything, we'll have some for you coming up as Inside the GHO continues in a few moments.
Up next on the GHO, the story of the man who's owned this tournament the last 2 years. I'm caught up with Phil Mickelson this afternoon. His thoughts straight ahead.
Inside the GHO on Channel 3 is sponsored in part by SBC, New England Jeep Dealers, and Mohegan Sun.
All right, there's Phil Mickelson accepting the trophy from the Cannon people. And here's where we're going to go tomorrow. At 7:36 is when he tees off, along with Cameron Beckman and Fred Funk. And Paul Azinger, who's also won here twice before, not in a row, but twice, he goes off at 7:45. Veteran David Frost, who has a 10-career PGA win record, including one at the GHO. Jonathan Kay, he finished second to Mickelson last year, goes for his first ever PGA win. He tees off at 12:36, and he's paired with veterans Frank Licklider and John Houston.
Now, the question on everyone's mind going in is, can Phil Mickelson win his third straight Greater Hartford Open? He hasn't had a typical Mickelson-type season. His best finish has been third so far this year, but he does have 5 top 10 finishes, however. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter John Holt joins us live with the mobile newsroom with Mickelson's chances of a three-peat. John?
Eric, it was supposed to be a case of Ben's there doing that this week here at the GHO, but when British Open champion Ben Curtis reneged on his commitment to play here in Cromwell, the spotlight began to shine even brighter on 2 other golfers, Susie Whaley and Phil Mickelson. I spent some time with the 2-time defending champ this afternoon, whose recent struggles have him hoping for better things this week here at an event he absolutely loves. Fans certainly got their fill today, but will Phil get his three-peat come Sunday?
Considering the course and the crowd, is there a better place for you to break out, considering all the factors, and maybe this week to do it?
Well, I haven't played the best this year, and I think coming back this week it certainly gives me some positive feelings from the past couple of years and the belief that I can turn it around and play well, and hopefully I'll do that.
Despite being recognized as one of the best golfers on the planet, Mickelson hasn't won a single tournament since capturing the GHO last June. To break that slide, he must author the first three-peat of his professional life.
The only time that I had a chance to do that was in Tucson and winning that in a couple years, and I believe I was not able to do that because we added a match play event and I had to miss it. So that was certainly disappointing, but this will be, I think, my first real go at it.
And should it turn out to be mission accomplished for Phil this weekend, it will certainly bring a smile to the face of one of his playing partners in today's Celebrity Pro-Am.
Well, I would never play favorites, but I'd certainly like to play with Phil Mickelson again next year. He's just a true gentleman and just a wonderful person on and off the golf course. 3 beautiful children. Really loves Connecticut. He loves the game. He loves the tournament.
Some of the most amazing experiences that I've had in the game have taken place the last 2 years. Walking up right here at the GHO, walking up that 18th hole with that amphitheater effect is just an amazing feeling to have that many people support this tournament. I've really enjoyed coming back here.
Mickelson has always liked the risk-reward nature of the course here at River Highlands. He's a gambler by nature, very aggressive. It suits him to a T. And I wouldn't be surprised if come Sunday, guys, he's cashing in his chips once again with a big paycheck. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, John. And we'll be right back as Inside the GHO continues live from the Tournament Players Club in Cromwell.
Inside the GHO on Channel 3 is sponsored in part by Acura and Foxwoods.